Welcome back to another kind of like talking about a video game kind of area. Uh, about like the last video I did, I talked about BioShock. This game I found this game I actually would love to talk about as well. It Today we're going to be talking about Team Fortress 2. Many of you may know Team Fortress 2, and some of you may not, but you probably heard of the game. So I'm here to talk about Team Fortress 2, its characters, its concept of the game, and other things as well. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and I promise you I will give you more and more things to talk about over the time being I'm on YouTube. Don't worry, I promise not to waste so much of the time. Let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the main theme of Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 was originally designed to be. There was different versions of Team Fortress 2. There was the very beginning to make sure people actually wanted to play it. Each kind of class had a certain set of weaponry, AK meaning like Scout. There's 9 classes into the game. There's Scout, Heavy. Let me say them in order. That'll make it probably easier. There's Scout, Soldier, Pyro, Demo Man, Heavy, Engineer, Medic, or is it Sniper next? No, it's Medic. Medic, Sniper, and Spy. All these classes have certain abilities and/or certain kind of weapons that they stick with. Like for Scout, he has a shotgun, a pistol, and may I add, a baseball bat. The Scout is supposed to be a person who is supposed to be fast at pretty much a lot of things because he's young but he's a mercenary. Yeah, you heard me right. The TF2 people are mercenaries. They are hired by high-ranking people to fight to own land. Basically, what I'm saying is, please don't become a psycho like these guys are. Anyway, so Scout is supposed to be the fastest and most agile person on the game. Scout is supposed to be a person who can get the intelligence fast, cap points, push carts, or do anything faster than the other teammates because he carries so little and yet he is so young. Scout's other weaponry that most people seem to like is the force of nature. Different weaponry require different types of areas, aka meaning like the force of nature, if shot correctly, can bounce somebody off a mountain range if they wanted to. It only carries 2 bullets, but the scatter gun is like one of those cranking shotguns with the I couldn't really remember the name, but it was one of those where you have to go like you have to load it up like spinning it across your whole arm. Anyway, Scout can also get an energy drink to help him do a lot of stuff. It is called the Bonk. Now, the Bonk is actually one of the most trolling kind of weapons you can get. I know that the Bonk is an energy drink, but the energy drink itself allows Scout to not be hit or anything. But the bad news about that weaponry is this: you cannot attack under its influence, and you cannot attack under its influence. So if you're indestructible, you cannot attack. When you're undestructible, you can attack, but it takes a while for the Bonk to reload unless you have an automatic reload generator. AKA means spawning back in and going to the spawn to refuel. One of the melee weapons everybody seems to like using with Scout is the Sandman. The Sandman is a baseball bat, yes, I know, but its ability is to be able to hit baseballs at the enemy, stunning them and making them unable to move while your character unloads a whole clip on them. Okay, so Scout was originally my favorite, guys, but I found some others that are really good. You can't just like one of them because then eventually you'll have to trade to one you don't like and you could end up liking that one. Number 2 is the Soldier. Soldier is supposed to be one of those high-ranking individuals. He's supposed to be the head of command, but he acts like he has no idea what the heck even the government in the United States wants. By the way, guys, each one of these characters in Team Fortress 2 are from different countries. I'm going to tell you guys each one of them that I've seen, and if I'm wrong, please don't hate me. Just say in the comments below, and I will greatly apologize for my misunderstanding. So Soldier is an American soldier who is equipped with an RPG, a melee weapon, a shovel, and then the secondary is a shotgun. Why the secondaries are bigger weapons than some of the other classes, the world may never know. But you have to admit, having a high-ranking damage booster like Soldier or like for some of the other ones, Demo Man or Heavy, and others like that, you'll need to have a better kind of outranged weapon in case you're up close, where some guns, like his RPG, cannot handle stuff that up close, unless he's wearing some more protection. For the soldier class, you can change your outlook of your character. Not just like that, but like for your secondary. Your secondary, you can either A, keep the shotgun, or B, when you get it and unlock it, you can get the things called the gun boots. You see, the one thing soldier can do in TF2 is if he's out advantage in an area because of the height of everything, he can rocket jump. Rocket jumping is like a half parkour, half knowing how to use your rocket at the same time. The gun boots allow you to shoot rockets at. Well, you could do this without even the gun boots, but you'd have to watch your health. It takes a lot of less damage to hit you with the rockets. Your rocket launcher can change also, but some of the other outlooks of them, aka the base jumper. The base jumper is a rocket launcher that doesn't do any damage, but all you can do with it is rocket jump. What's good about it is that when you rocket jump and you take out a melee weapon like a shovel, or with the shovel you can replace with a pickaxe or a sword or something like that. When you land on your enemy, it could crit them. In Team Fortress 2, there are these things called crits or mini crits or something like that. During the time being, if you're shooting rapidly. Next contender, Pyro. Okay, everyone does not know what the Pyro looks like, everyone. Just a heads up. So the Pyro can be pretty much anything. The Pyro can be a girl, a boy. He could even be like a false experiment gone wrong. His whereabouts are unknown, and if he has any family or anything else in other countries, nobody knows. During the TF2 game, Pyro will never talk. All you'll hear him say is mumbling in the mask. But he has a very, very, very high disturbance for fire. You heard me. The guy who nobody knows anything about has a flame. His weapon sets, as I hate to admit this, is a flamethrower, a shotgun, and a fire axe. Yeah, we got a psycho pyromaniac who kills people for fun. Possibly. Anyway, back to business. Pyro is one of the most hardest people to play. Well, not hardest, but his abilities to use are really hard. Pyro's flamethrower when hit in the person, they retain fire damage. Fire damage can either be taken off by healing or by jumping in water if on the map. Or you could just wait and hope that the place does not kill you. aka meaning the fire will not stay there and burn you alive. Pyro can also change his shotgun to a flare gun that will also do flare damage. Some of them can even flare jump too, like rocket jumping, only for Pyro. Some of them might actually hurt him because they're up close and personal. Pyro can change out his melee weapon of a fire axe to one that I've actually seen a lot of people use. It is called the Axender. It's an axe, but it's wrapped up in barbed wire. Yeah, trust me, that was my face expression if you're making that surprise face as well. Anyway, back to business. Now, for those of you who are probably saying this, but why would Pyros set each other on fire if they're wearing fireproof suits? That doesn't make sense. Do not worry. TF2 thought of that. When Pyros face each other, they'll take damage, but they will not be caught on fire. That is the good thing. So Pyros can also use their flamethrowers to air blast. Air blasting allows them to shoot back rockets, or even multiple rockets, or even people, as long as the projectile is a rocket or person-spaced area. Some people use air blasting for trolling or to give their team more time, like in Man vs. Machine. Man vs. Machine allows people to practice on their weapon skills and ideas on how to use their other classes. So, I don't know if I said this, but Pyro can actually change his flamethrower. The flamethrower has different outlooks and has more different abilities, like the backburner. The backburner allows the burning damage to continue and be more painful, but the problem is it wastes ammo like crazy. For those of you who don't know, Pyro actually has a headgear set called the Pyro Vision Goggles. When you have them, you get to see what Pyro sees through those goggles and glasses. Turns out it's some kind of rainbow stuff, so when he's killing somebody, he thinks that they're just giggling and laughing. During the game, it'll give you weird text too, like Like, for instance, it'll say, I'm just making up a random name here. Team Killer has befriended 2164 Kobe. I'm sorry about the names, guys. I could have probably thought about those more. Anyway, it would come up with text like that. Even the area, some of the areas you will be in, the area will be changed to like having lollipops. It's like a little fantasy, like a little girl would see, or boy, depending on what your outlook is. Okay. The next class is the Demoman. As many of you know, Demoman his main weapon sets are grenade launchers, and a sticky bomb launcher. Pretty cool, right? Well, here's where it gets interesting. And his main weapon is a bottle of whiskey. Yeah, whiskey. You heard me right. Anyway, Demoman can also sticky jump, just like Soldier, but besides rockets, you place stickies and you can actually use your character to jump with. It is said that Demoman originates from Scotland. How he lost his eye, though, because he's lost one eye, nobody knows. Anyway, I should probably also mention... Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I should probably also mention that Demoman can actually change out his whiskey bottle for swords, axes... Yeah, that's where it got interesting. Demoman has a different set of swords. The Kuwachi, which is just a katana, when killing an enemy, you were getting a lot of your health back. But here's the twist. If you switch out that weapon, the katana, guess what? You take damage. I think it's about 50 damage. I can't really remember precisely. But anyway, continuing. If the Hatsubichi, that's its name, is out as your main weapon, like if you're a Demo Knight, I'll explain what a Demo Knight is in a second, you will receive damage every time you change it out. This also equips with, I think this affects Soldier as well, which is also why it's good to have just your sticky jumping with the Hatsubichi with nothing else. Demoman can also change out his grenade launcher to different things, like he can have the sweet booties, which allow him to have more of a distance of jumping, and not only that, but allows him to hold more health. Now here's the fun part, and this is actually what and this is kind of fun too. You can actually trade out your sticky launcher if there are no more stickies, and actually equip them with 3 types of shields, the Tide Turner, and the other 2. Charge and Charge, and I forgot the last one. Anyway, those 3 shields allow you to charge. Charging allows the Demoman to have a little bit of a crit as he's charging, depending on where he's going. That's what the Sweet Booties come in as. The Sweet Booties allow you to move around agilely to move your character. Because when Demoman first charges, if you do not have the Sweet Booties, you cannot control where he's going. It has to be either a straight shot or you know what you're doing. That's where the Demo Knighting comes from. Demo Knighting comes from just having just the melee weapon. Nothing else, and the charge and charge. That is mostly what the Demo Knighting is. But may I add, there is one sword out there that everybody likes to use because it is so overpowered. Well, not overpowered, but it has a long hitting range. It's called the Islander. It is Demoman, when equipped with the Islander, he collects heads. The more heads you chop off, as you would see in his little outline of a head here, his left eye will, the one eye that is missing, I can't remember if it was the right eye, I think it's the right eye, yeah. The right eye will start to glow green, like the collecting of heads, he's collecting of souls. And when you're playing the TF2 game, if you listen very closely when nobody's around, you can hear the sword saying, like in a ghostly tone, heads, which is actually very creepy to me. Next, we're going on to Heavy. Heavy is a Russian-based man who has a family, and they all live in Russia. So I don't know where in Russia exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Anyway, Heavy is a heavy-based kind of weaponry person, if Heavy in his name wasn't clear enough. Heavy carries a big old minigun and his name is minigun Sasha. Sasha is supposed to be his wife's also name. He carries the gun around as hers because they've always been through together a lot more. It's hard to explain, people. Just work with me, please. Anyway, Heavy has a secondary shotgun, and in his final weapon, the melee weapon, is his fist. Yeah. The Heavy can actually use his fist to fight. Look at him. He's all bald and muscular. What do you think his melee weapon was going to be? A chainsaw? I would love that. Anyway, the heavy can change up the minigun to be different things, but all the miniguns either affect his slowness, or affect the toughness, or affect the weapon rate. The secondary weapon, his shotgun, can actually be changed to actually a snack, like the candy bar, the hunk of meat, or the sandwich. The sandwich actually allows you to regain health the more you eat. The bar of chocolate allows you to regain energy, health, but it actually raises your health up. The bar of meat allows you to have mini crits for approximately 3 minutes. It may not act like much, but if you're in a dire situation, you switch to your minigun and can go bang. Now, Heavy is one of the most toughest persons out there with the health. He has 300 health, while everyone else either has 100, 200, or 250. Or Scout, who has 150. Or 125, I think. Anyway, Heavy is one of those people you want on your team to be able to make sure you could barge through anything without having to be worried. I mean, you're hiding behind a guy with a giant minigun, and everyone's not going to die really fast, but hey, I'd be scared. Next up on our list is Engineer. Engineer is one of those guys who gives you extra supply and support. Basically, he's a support team member. You see, Engineer can build 4 types of machines. The Sentry, and then the dispenser, and the teleporter. Now, as Engineer, building a sentry on the blue team would not really make sense. I mean, it would if your team was doing like an upboard kind of like map, where you have to push a bomb, but you're all the way still back at spawn, waiting to be set over here and get out of this area. The sentries are there they're color-coded sentries blue and red. So if a red sentry sees a blue team member, it fires at the blue team member. If it fires at if a blue one sees a red team member, guess what? Boom. Now there are 3 levels to each one of these kinds of machines. The sentry, level 1 just is a regular turret. When you upgrade it, it has 2 big bars of like a minigun area, and it shoots like crazy. It does more damage and has more durability. The final one, the sentry looks the same, except it has rockets. It shoots 4 rockets, and yeah, that sentry can get nasty. Trust me. Trust me on that one. The sentry is most likely the most annoying thing to see on TF2, yet it is the most efficient kind of defense system. If you have it in a right area where it only has one way to take it out, the only thing that would affect it is an Uber charge or a spy using a zapper. I'll get to those guys later. Anyway, the dispenser has 3 levels. The dispenser is a device that allows the teammates to get health. If you have no medic and have no ammo, have no fear. Engineer and his dispenser are here. The dispenser allows teammates to get health and or ammo if running low. It also allows the engineer to get scrap. That is how he builds these devices. He needs scrap, and the only way to get scrap is from ammo or from the dispenser. The dispenser level 2 allows you to regen more faster and get more out of the scrap, and then the final evolution allows you to have more of everything else. The teleporters, the third and fourth one are basically the same. It's just an exit and an entrance, but they're the teleporters. Engineer can build teleporters to allow his teammates to get to an area faster. Most people in TF2, pros or even noobs, I'm not calling you either one of those, so please do not be mad at me. The teleporter entrance allows the person to step onto the teleporter and then be teleported to an area where they are safe. To be honest, the engineer's teleporting is one of the most efficient ways to get around TF2. All you need is to make sure that your teleporter exit or entrance is in both safe areas so they can get in and out safely and your teammates can attack on the battlefield. Like for Dust Bowl. Dust Bowl has a lot of places you can hide the teleporter. The more you hide the teleporter, the more easier it becomes for your people to get to where they need to go. Like for red team members, they respawn all the way on the opposite side of the map. By the time they get to the area they need to be, the match has already begun, and it's time to fight. And some of them might have already died already. That's what the engineer's teleporter would be for, is to get them there quicker so they don't spend as much time trying to walk all the way back. Now, the only thing different about the leveling of the teleporter is that it has a faster charging rate and it can be easier to use. Now, the engineer is a Texas man who has a lot of technology-based weaponry. Right now, he does it because all his weaponry are a shotgun, a pistol, a wrench, and that duplicator that allows him to destroy and rebuild his sentries and stuff. Also, you may have a question like, can't the engineer repair his stuff? Because what if it gets destroyed? Will he have to start all over? No, he will not. When the engineer hits, note how I say hits, because you can actually pick up your sentries on computer version. On computer version, you can pick up your sentries and move them to a different area, allowing them an easier way to get more. But to heal them, you'll have to hit them with your wrench out. If you hit them with your wrench out, their health and ammo will go up. So thanks to TF2, you don't need a big old, other thing to help somebody get ammo and fix your machines. Now, the engineer can change his shotgun to the one most popular. It's called the Rescue Ranger. The Rescue Ranger can heal a sentry just by shooting it, and or can get it back to the person with the laser guidance system. Brings it back to the engineer, costing 100 scrap, and allowing them to fix it. Also, if you're all asking this question, what if the engineer wants to move his level 3 sentry to a different spot? Will it go back to level 1 he has to start over? No, he does not. The engineer can actually continue on the level 3 sentry. It will go to level 1 at first, but then it will fast rebuild to the level 3 it was at, or level 2. So don't worry, TF2's got your back. Now, the engineer can actually change his secondary just to a different pistol. Yeah. Anyway, the third one is one I actually like. It's the wrench area. The wrench can be replaced with engineer's arm, turning into a robot hand, allowing you to summon a gunslinger. The gunslinger is the name of it. A mini sentry can be built. The mini sentry can be moved and healed and all that, but here's the only problem though. The gunslinger gives you more health, but the mini sentries aren't very tough like the original sentry. They're faster to get up there and easier to use, but that's the only problem. They're not tough, and when somebody is jumping or something, it has a lot more rapid fire to it. Next on our list is the medic. Come on, every war game needs a medic on their team. Who not better than the medic himself? Anyway, let's get into it. Medic has 3 kinds of weapons. He is also from Germany, if that's what you were getting ready to ask me as well. Okay, so this kind of mercenary is a doctor who invented the Ubercharge. I will get to that in a second. So the medic has 3 weapons. He has a bone saw related weaponry, he has the medic gun, and then he has the syringe gun. So basically, his main weapon shoots needles at you. Yeah, so if you like playing as the medic and being a doctor, that's not a doctor you want to go to. Now the medic can actually change out that medic gun with different ones. Different ones do different things. I personally go for the crossbow one for the medic, because when you shoot your teammates, it heals them. And then you can change your medic gun. The regular medic gun allows you to Ubercharge. Ubercharging makes you indestructible to bombs, bullets, and other things. All you have to do is just make sure you're at a good charge. You can get Ubercharging by healing your teammates until your Ubercharging mechanism, the Medigun, goes to 100%. You could change out the Medigun to be the Kritzkrieg or the other things. Kritzkrieg allows you to have crits instead of an Ubercharge. Even though the Ubercharge is better, crits are actually better too, because guess what? You're doing more damage. And then the other one allows you to become indestructible to fire, bombs, or bullets, but you can only pick one to do at that time. Now, the bone saws, there are different sorts of bone saws. One could just be for damage, and the other ones could be for the Ubercharge. For instance, for Bioshock, the little sisters had those needles. Well, guess who has one? Yeah. Anyway, when the doctor hits you with this, it allows him to, as one would say, get Uber from it. Not a lot, but a little bit. The other kind of bone saw is called the Uber saw. The Uber saw allows somebody to hit, every time he hits somebody with that Uber saw, he gains a little bit of Uber from them. I don't remember how much it said, but just work with me here. Now, the medic is one of the most actually want to get rid of people on TF2. If you don't have one on your team, then you have to step up and be one, or have one of your friends be one. Every team needs a medic. They can't just be always running around trying to get health packs, or having an engineer always build a dispenser, no sentry, and everything else. Get what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people go for the medics in the game. So if we're playing medic and you're wondering why everyone's going for you, like snipers or spies, that's why. It's because you're a character that's so important but needs a lot of protection. So you always want to be on the walkie with that one. Next class we have the sniper. Sniper is an Australian shooter who can basically he can instant kill you, as one would say. Instant killing happens with only two classes, the sniper and the spy. The spy will be the next person I talk to about. Sniper can instantly kill you by headshotting you with a sniper rifle, any one, as long as the charge meter is at 100, or if you just get a regular headshot. Basically, regular headshots with like a heavy or demo man or soldier will do damage, but unless your meter was all the way full, increasing the bullet's durability, you will not get a crit to kill fully. So the sniper is one of those teammates who goes back and tries to take out stuff from a distance. He has a sniper rifle. What do you think his class is going to be? His secondary is a submachine gun, and the third weapon, the melee weapon class, is a katana. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I didn't read that wrong. I just had katana on my brain. A machete. His machete is one of those where he goes and hunts with. So Sniper can change his sniper to different types of snipers, like the railgun and a one-shot gun, but different ones do different things. Like for the railgun, in order to shoot it, you have to always be scoping and aiming. If you're not doing that, you can't shoot. The secondary class, you can actually change out to two different items if you get them. Like, for instance, you could change your submachine gun to the Razorback or the other kind of Razorback shield, allowing you not to be backstabbed by spies. Like I said, I'll get to what I was saying about the spies later. Anyway, the snipers can use this to not be backstabbed the first time, so when their shield gets broke, they have time to turn around and fight the spy with the machete. You can change the machete to different things, by the way. I don't want to go into full detail because they're all just machetes. There's nothing else different about them. Anyway, and then the second one is actually the funniest one, Jurati. Yeah, Sniper can throw his pee at people, and it does extra damage. Okay, why wouldn't that do extra damage? Anyway, Sniper has different qualities and different agiles. Sniper is good at long range attacks, but up close his weapons will not do that much damage. The final class we're going to be talking about is Spy. Spy is a French person who can go and disguise himself as any of the teammates. His weapon class is a revolver with the zapper, the butterfly knife, or any kind of knife for that matter, and finally the disguise kit. The disguise kit works like this. Well, first we have the revolver. The revolver can be used for long range or short range. He could change the revolver to be ones that he could do headshots with, or ones that do more for his ability. Oh, wait. And also, Spy can also cloak as well. Cloaking allows Spy to hide behind enemy or in front of enemies. There's different cloaks that he can do. He can do one where if he stands still, it will go down. He can do one that's regular. Or he can get the best kind of cloaking, the Dead Ringer. The Dead Ringer is one of the most trolling kind of items you could ever see in TF2. Because when you have it out in the base of death, you will die. Your character will die, but you will still be technically alive. You'll take damage, but you'll have to go and find a way to get out of here. Dead Ringer makes you cloak and respawns you by cheating death. That gives you an opportunity to stab your friends. Next up, we have the Zapper. The Zapper allows the spy to zap engineers' gadgets, aka mean the sentry, dispensers, or teleporters. Be warned, the engineer can unzap the stuff you place on them, aka meaning like hitting it with his wrench. That's why it's important once you zap the engineer's stuff, it's good to go and backstab him. This is where the butterfly knife and other knives that come in. The other knives allow you to backstab. Backstabbing in this game allows you as an instant kill for Spy, because Spy is not that overpowered. But that's what the backstabbing's for. The backstabbing can be applied to any kind of knife you have with Spy. Spy, quote unquote, Spy. Spy is able to also change out his knife to one of the... This is one knife I looked at, the internal reward. The internal reward allows you, when getting a backstab, allows you to cloak as that person you just stabbed. But the only problem is, nobody knows if you really did it. So yeah, it's good to kill people with that weapon by spawn, so that way they know, hey, he just got out of spawn. So, the disguise kit works like this. The disguise kit is actually a pack of cigarettes that Spy actually smokes, but he can disguise himself as enemy teammates like any. Spy, Sniper, all of them. He can disguise himself as all of them and take somebody else's online name and pretend to be them. So when he's there, you think you have a teammate, backstab, you're dead, I'm a Spy. Spy is actually one of the hardest people to play on TF2 because you always have to be careful. You have to be careful that a pyro's not going to get you because pyros can set you on fire, even though they can't set teammates on fire. If you're a Spy, that's the easiest way to find out if you're one. Spies are also really hard to play too, guys, because they don't have that much health, and you always have to be careful, you always have to be vigilant, and you always have to make sure your plan goes as planned. Now, there's one more thing about TF2 I want to talk to you guys about, and that's the man versus machine mode. Man vs. Machine is basically a robot-type apocalypse game. Heh, just joking with you. Man vs. Machine is a robot-based versions. They're robot-based versions of the TF2 characters, except you're the TF2 red team, always face it off robots that are blue. What you have to do is to survive each round. There are tanks, there are sentry busters, and there are giant robot versions of yourselves that can either do more damage or can even kill you all in one hit. The tanks are the most hardest to get rid of, because the only things that actually do a lot of damage towards them, as I saw, was crits, a minigun with crits, flamethrower pyros, or sentries. Basically anything with crits in it, and stuff that automatically keeps shooting, those do the most damage. Also, may I add, Man vs. Machine allows other people to work together and try to get an idea of how to pass the mission. You can use any class you want. For Scout, you can use his ability of speed to grab money, and money will be attracted to you. Engineer, defenses. The other good thing about having Man vs. Machine is that you can upgrade your weapons for ammo, power, capability, and other things. You can even upgrade your character, like say your heavy is slower than everybody else. Upgrade his speed. If you want your Scout to jump more higher, guess what? You can also do that. Basically, every weapon set has a different type of ability. Every ability can be exposed like that, or it can be even worse. Basically, what you have to stop the robots from doing is stop them from carrying this bomb and shooting it into a hole that will destroy your base. If you can do that, your people will be given an award and will be considered victory. It's just a killing game. You just kill robots, that's it. Now, the one thing about being an engineer on Man vs. Machine is the most annoying thing ever. The Sentry Busters. Dun dun dun! The Sentry Busters are the most annoying things ever on TF2 Man vs. Machine. On Man vs. Machine, the Sentry Busters can stop at a sentry at any point. They can blow you up with your sentry, or you can let them take your sentry and start all over, or you can fake them out by taking the sentry up to them, blowing them up, and making them hurt their own teammates. The giant versions of the robotic TF2 characters actually can do either more damage or have more health or are harder to take down. Like for the heavy, in the robotic heavy, he's always equipped with medics. So it's the soldier, Demoman, Pyro, and The only ones you will never see that are giant or will have medics on them is the scouts, which are giant, spies, engineers, and medics, and medics themselves. There are giant medics, but they do a lot of damage, but they have the one weapon that shoots only one at a time, and they have to be careful. Alright, everybody, that's it. Golden Sibling number 2 will be here in the next video. I might do one later today. I'm not really sure. It probably depends on what's going on with my scheduling. This is Golden Sibling number 1, aka Scarecrow. I will talk to you all later. Bye!